what does one even make a podcast about? Like a solo podcast? Like, I love interviewing, and I feel like my podcast is a little bit of everything, which maybe makes it hard. Guest wise, I'm good. I love getting a broad perspective of different people, talking to my friends, talking to people that I look up to, learning about new things. But then it makes it hard when you need to solo and like, what do you make a podcast about? I've, I don't know. I have had a lot of stuff going on with my job, and I want to bring this mic closer. I don't know, just the end of the school year vibes. Also, excuse the blanket because it's kind of cold down here. But now I want to like really work on my content for the summer. Now that school is over, now that things worked out in the school, we had a lot of uncertainty and a lot of stuff going on, but stuff finally worked out. I am still currently summer jobless, summer incomeless. And so I want to do some fun stuff, but I also want to make some money somehow. I also want to do some volunteering. And so we'll just have to figure out how to do that. But I wanted to do a summer bucket list. Aside from the making money and aside from the volunteering, what else? What fun things do I want to do? And I feel like my siblings just called me out on this at lunch. Like, you start stuff, but do you ever finish it? I have one, two, three, four, five, like five different pages up here. And some of them are cut, paper cut in half, paper cut into small little things, stuff that I screenshotted. Podcast, guests, my dream guest list. So I don't know. I think I've been listening to That's the Point podcast. Kristen has a podcast with John Volk, and I think they did a summer, was it a summer bucket list? I don't know. Would that be a good episode? I don't know. I want to spend a lot of time with my friends this summer, a lot of extended family. I found a summer Catholic family checklist from Catholic Sprouts, and the things to do daily are pray, move, learn, play, eat together, and fresh air. I move as often as I can. I work out almost every morning, at least 6 days a week during the school year because I um, took Wednesdays off because we went to mass with the kids at my school. Wednesdays were usually my day off so that I could go to mass with them. And then like every once in a while I would take a random day off if I just didn't have time because I feel like if it doesn't happen, one of the first things in my morning, most likely it won't happen. Does anybody have issues with the cicadas? Are the cicadas bad where you live? Because if they're not, tell me and I'm coming to visit you because they are so bad at my house. And that's going to make the fresh air hard. Weekly is an adoration visit, a family rosary, and a family adventure. We do a decade of the family rosary almost every night, so I feel like getting a whole rosary in during the week would be easy for us. Adoration, there's a summer pilgrimage, but what's considered a pilgrimage? Because I am not about to go to like somewhere overseas, but if there's someone like Midwest pilgrimages that would count, then I would definitely do that. We celebrated this feast of the Sacred Heart of Jesus yesterday with mass and finishing novenas and little things that I do in Hollow. What else? I want to go to, I wrote in a journal, like the front page of a journal, different bars and restaurants, and I call it my local bar tour. So I want to finish that or do a really good with going and hitting up some different local restaurants and bars. I'm trying to think of like the classic summer things, and those things would be going to the beach, going swimming, going. Ooh, I want to do a bonfire. Okay, let's put a bonfire on here. We have no way to do a bonfire at my house, so that would definitely involve finding an event that has a bonfire or going to some friend's house. There's a cute little coffee shop that's maybe about 40 minutes from my house, which is great because it's down the street from a church that I like to visit that I've only been to once. And if you guys have seen on my YouTube channel where I got locked out of the church, That's the church that I want to go back to. One of my friends moved churches and is now helping with the music department at that church. And I've never been to the church, and it's been a long time since I've seen my friend. So I definitely want to try to go hit up that. I'm going to the Eucharistic Revival this summer in Indianapolis. So I'm hoping we'll have some time where we can go explore, like going to the Canal Loop, to going to the Indianapolis Museum of Art. And I think that was the only two things. Oh, and then when I go to visit my friend at his new church, there's a restaurant that I want to go to that I think is going to be, they're going to have a location that's maybe 10, 15 minutes from that church. I'm just like, I want to go to a Cubs baseball game, like a professional baseball game. Like, just think of the classic summer things: the beach, the swimming, berry picking, going downtown Chicago, going to a concert, going to a Cubs game. My friends still owe me ice cream for getting the song up to 1,000 streams. Even now, we're almost at 7,000 streams. Where's my ice cream? Seeing my cousins, celebrating 4th of July. Hopefully the cicadas are less than they are now. I'm not about to sit in the grass when there's cicadas crawling up my leg. I do not like them. Visiting my grandpa. My grandpa lives on a farm. How much more longer is he going to live there? Not very long. He's building a house with my aunt. My friend's dad wrote a book, and I'm trying to see if I can get a copy of that book. I'm not a big reader, but I definitely want to support my friend's dad. I want to spend the night somewhere other than my house. I tend to sleep at my house, and this is my comfort zone, and I like sleeping at my house. It's where I sleep the best. But I think it'd be fun to go spend the night somewhere other than my house, which I think we're actually going to do with the revival, with our friend's wedding at the end of the month. That's another exciting thing that we got. And then I have another friend's wedding at the end of September. Should we go axe throwing? Should we go to a trampoline park? Oh, berry picking is on there, so I might have to go berry picking twice. A local fair? Let's go to the fair. I'm trying to think. A farmer's market? I don't know. See my cousins. My cousin is pregnant with a baby, so hopefully I can see her baby this summer. Um, they have a they have a bar. I want to go on a, oh, what do you call it? A tour. They have this place where you can go tour a bar because they like make their own alcohol or something. So I want to go tour that bar because they do tours of their bar. And just like the architecture in that bar is amazing. Watching the sunset on the beach, that was actually one of my Christmas gifts, that my siblings, or my sisters, are going to take me to a rooftop and we can watch the sunset on the beach. I think that's kind of all. I want 7 podcast guests. I think that's kind of roughly everything that I plan to do. Now is the time to be held accountable. Don't worry. I'll try to do my best to update the podcast and update the vlog on all of my adventures. Definitely be posting on Instagram, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and the social media is linked down below. I've been trying to find a summer job, trying to find a summer income, so definitely pray for that. I want some flexibility because clearly I have 1,000 things that I want to do, but I'm also going to need I have plenty of money in the bank, and school will be back in session before you know it, but let's try to knock off some of these things before the middle of August. I think my parents are home, so I'm going to sign it up for now. Ciao, babes.